Become a Bengal.
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 Become a Bengal. Now is the time.
Now is the time. Now is the time.
Now is the time.
Now is the time.
Now is the time.
Now is the time.
Now is the time.
Now is the time.
The time is now.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to our first ever streamed online tailgate. You may remember last year that we were the first ever fan group to do an online tailgate, and that idea came from, well, tailgates, as you would imagine. My name's Paul. We've got Tom McDowell with me. We've asked all kinds of people to come on board. We've had a few technical difficulties, so Kev should be joining us in a few moments' time. But today is the day. No more waiting. Joe Burrow is going to make his Cincinnati debut. And already the excitement is palpable. Tom, how's it going?
I'm excited. Who day? Today's the day.
Tell us how excited you are, Tom.
I woke up at 5 this morning. I was too excited. I started cooking this morning, getting my stuff ready for later. I've just been buzzing.
Great stuff. Well, we're going to welcome Dadders in. Pete, how you doing?
Oh, excited, mate. Absolutely excited. Buzzing for today.
Well, it seems like everyone's buzzing today. Twitter has been ablaze with people putting up flags, wearing their shirts, as Tom said, waking up ridiculously early. And it's great to see because, obviously, as we all know as Bengals fans, it can be a rocky ride sometimes. So having this kind of excitement is just, well, it's infectious, really, isn't it? Let's face it. Today, we've started this online tailgate. As I say, we bought it online. We wanted to make it bigger and better. It's certainly bigger. Whether it's going to be better or not, time will tell. But we have got for you guests. We've got beer, we've got food, we've got fun, we've got games, all to see you through the first hour before the 6 o'clock kickoffs start in the UK. Obviously, that's the 1 p.m. games in the US. So welcome to Bengals fans, wherever you are watching, wherever you are in the world. We've got some good stuff lined up. As I say, we were the first Bengals fan group to do an online tailgate. In fact, I think we were the first fan group to do in the world to do an online tailgate, which is pretty amazing. And I know that you're spoilt for choice in this year. We've got, I know Jim Foster's doing a live show. Rebecca Toback's doing a pre-game show. The Cincy Jungle guys are doing a pre-game show. But we wanted to get here first because a lot of NFL fans in the UK and over in the States will be watching the early games in anticipation. Now, as I mentioned, we've already got some excited Bengals fans that have been sending in pictures, and we've got all sorts coming up. But let's just take a quick look at some of the pictures that we've received. How about this one? Ooh. This guy's got a tattoo, and I think it's Wee Man Syndrome or Cameron on Twitter there. He sent us a picture of his tattoo. I think there's a little cigar there in Joe Burrow, a homage to Joe Burrow there. And cover your eyes if you want. Our old friend Stuart Baird has sent us a typically Stuart picture. Now, if you don't know, Stuart Baird often sends in risque pictures of him with, Stuart and clothes don't seem to go together very well. So here's Stuart Baird. He can't make it for the tailgate, so we thought he'd just ruin our eyes beforehand. So you have been warned.
Oh, no.
So I'm not entirely sure what he's doing there to that helmet. Well, it's helmet meets helmet, isn't it, really? Let's face it. So I'm going to get that off screen very quickly. And not to be outdone, Stuart says that Tom was the person that kind of what's the word? Encouraged him somewhat, so to speak. So, what have you got to say for yourself, Tom? And he's frozen. Just at that opportune moment, he's frozen. He's still frozen. Well, we couldn't let you go without this, Tom.
Oh, yes.
Yes, that's the classic. That's the classic one. That was, of course, in response to the Beyonce pic wearing the Carson Palmer, and Tom thought he'd do his own version.
I think I did it first, and she copied me.
I see. I see. Well, there we go.
We'll let the viewers decide who does it best.
Exactly. Now we have our first desk. We have a desk, thankfully, but we have our first guest knocking on our door live from Cincinnati. It's Jim Foster.
What's going on, guys?
Jim, how you doing, man? It's good to see you.
Life is good, brother. Life is good. Good to see you guys. Who day? Big day today.
Big day today. Now, Jim, you obviously there's no tailgating allowed, but you've done something quite extraordinary. Tell us what is going on in Cincinnati and what you've done.
Yeah, so all the tailgating has been banned. That's all in the city and county run lots around the stadium. We're literally a stone's throw in a private lot. So to do this responsibly, to do this safely, we're doing what's called a drive-in tailgate, where nobody can walk up and come in. The capacity of the parking lot's about 100 parking spots, and we sold about 40% of that capacity. So we're spread out. People are coming in as we speak. So if you can see the monitor behind us, we got a giant jumbotron.
Yeah,
we'll be watching the game today from the parking lot. We got our porta potties, our garbage. We've got garbage cans. We're ready to go today, guys. Exciting day today.
What an extraordinary achievement. Now, this is obviously an unofficial thing, nothing to do with the Bengals. You've done it yourself. Your crew has done it yourself, right? What about, I mean, had you planned this for a while? Because it kind of, you issued a press release and everything. It was all very professional, Jim. How long did it take to organize?
And it was professional. I didn't do it. So, so obviously I got a lot of big crew here, James and Jamie and Dell and Bruce and all these guys and Craig. We worked together through this. No one person could put on something together. But basically, we did a prepay on the lot today, and we sold out of them in like less than 5 days. So we did like a press release, put it on social media, and if we could have sold more, we would have had this lot completely packed. But it was fun. I mean, another big key that we're doing today. We're working with the folks from the Ken Anderson Alliance. We've been doing a fundraiser for the past few weeks. We're up to almost $3,000. So great local charity here in Cincinnati, supports adults with developmental issues, disabilities here in Cincinnati. So the foundation is here today. We've raised about $3,000 so far, and we're hoping by halftime today we're announcing the winner of the jersey, Ken Anderson jersey, helmet, and football. We're hoping we can push up close to that $5,000 number here today for the foundation. So the Ken Anderson Alliance will be here today with us as well.
Great stuff. Can you spin around, Jim, just to let us see what's going on in front and behind?
So we got,
is that possible?
So we got, I can't flip my laptop because I'm literally walking. But so you see, we got people are just starting to come in, so they're filling up on the left side. We have cones. It's really about 3 parking spaces per spot that we have. So you guys, I'll turn around here, see if you can see. There's a car coming in now. Everybody's getting a gift bag when they come in, and with koozies and stuff from the Ken Anderson Alliance. So, but literally, I don't know if you can see that, but can you see underneath the bridge there? That is Paul Brown Stadium, and that's the practice field. We butt up right up against the practice field there.
So close, man.
Yep.
What's the before I let you go, because I know that you've got a hella busy day today. What's the atmosphere like around town? Because social media is going absolutely nuts. People like Tom there kind of woke up at 5 o'clock this morning. He couldn't sleep. People are wearing jerseys. People are actually, I've not seen it like this for a long time, man.
Well, let me tell you, we're with you. Social media is one thing, but this morning, gassed up the bus, went in and got a bunch of balloons kind of put around the parking lot. And I bet I got 50 Houdays, people in Kroger's, our grocery store here. Everybody's wearing orange and black, riding down here. People pass me, beeping their horn, hands out the window. I literally have not seen it like this in a long time. So there's some extreme excitement and positivity going on, and it's Paul. You guys feel it all the way over there, brother, and it's you guys bring a positive vibe as well, and I love it. But this is fun, man. This has been a lot of fun. The community is really, what's crazy is I know a ton of people that are going to be downtown today. They're going to be somewhere near this stadium. They'll find some bars and restaurants across the river or here in Cincinnati where they can, because the bars are still limited capacity. They won't let people in at a certain number.
Sure,
but
sure.
There's going to be a boatload of people just want to be downtown for this victory today. So it's going to be a fun day.
Well, Jim, thank you. I know that you're super busy today. Thank you so much for coming on and just giving us a flavour, and what a remarkable logistical achievement. Hope you guys stay safe, and let's hope for the right way to start the season today. Thank you, brother.
Absolutely. Yes, sir. We love you guys. Who Day in the UK. Let's bring home a W today, guys.
All right. Have a great time, Jim. Be safe. Well, there we go. That was Jim Foster with his own tailgate. I say it's completely unofficially did that on the back of his on his own back, which is, well, not literally on his own back. That would be ridiculous. But
how jealous of you, Paul? I mean, wouldn't you just love to be there watching on a big screen, surrounded by other Bengals? It's just fantastic.
Yeah, it would be. I'm super cautious as well, so I would probably be staying at home, quite frankly. But I'm just marveling at Jim just kind of organised that, as I say, him and his crew organised that together, big screen in a parking lot, and it's like a drive-in movie, basically. So, Tom, what did you make of that?
Yeah, it's really impressive. And if you can't do your normal tailgating or go to the game, that's one of the next best things I guess you can do. And like you say, being able to watch it with other Bengals fans, that's part of the fun of being part of a community.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
I was
a fan thing.
Paul, I was thinking this morning that as excited as we are, I actually feel sorry for our American cousins over there, because they would expect to go to the game. They would enjoy it, enjoy the atmosphere around all the fellow Bengals. It's not something we're used to. We watch remotely, very often a very solitary experience, watching it on our laptops or our TVs, and not having the community spirit. So we're quite used to that. But it must be very, very strange for those in Cincinnati.
Yeah, it's almost like, we don't miss what we don't have. Do you know what I mean? Whereas those guys in the city do. This is something that is every week, and we'll be speaking to Bengals captain in a few moments' time. We've got someone knocking on the door, so we're going to bring in Ross. Ross, are you there?
How you doing?
Hello, Ross. What's going on?
Not much. Just getting ready for the 6 o'clock games.
You're supposed to. What do you mean, not much? You bring the energy, Ross. Come on, man.
I'm relaxing currently on the bed. So.
I can see it's quite an erotic image, if you don't mind me saying so.
It's actually sideways, rocking the jersey sideways. So
okay.
As I say, just buzzing, I was up at stupid o'clock, just like Tom, tossing and turning the whole night. I'm kind of gutted in a way. It's 9 o'clock, but it gives us something to look forward to. Take in the 6 o'clock games, and obviously just can't wait to see Joe. Yeah, absolutely. Have you? I mean, what do you think about this season? We haven't spoke too much recently, Ross. Are you hopeful, excited, all those things? Like every year, I'm just expecting us to all the way. But I mean, you've got to be realistic. And obviously, with Joe coming in, I've seen a few tweets today, people saying, he is a rookie quarterback at the end of the day. So I'm not hopefully bad things don't happen, but these things can happen to these rookies. You see it all over the league. So I'm kind of hoping the mistakes or whatever are kept to a minimum. But I mean, this guy, he's going to be the quarterback for the next, hopefully, how many years? Do you know what I mean? So we've got to just kind of take it all in. Hopefully he has a good day. In terms of the season, I mean, last season I would have never predicted us only getting 2 wins. So I'm trying not to say too much, but hopefully, maybe I mean Andy Dalton 2011, 9-7 sneaked in. So
it's a good shout.
No one would have predicted that, and
No.
Joe Burrow, with the reputation that he's got, you could say is obviously even better than that. So, and he's got the tools. He's got the tools to get there.
Yeah.
So hopefully, I'm saying 9 or 10 wins, but realistically, I'll take 6, 7.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Ross, thank you for coming on, mate. We've got a busy show, so you just recline away erotically on your bed and enjoy the game this evening. Good to see you, mate.
Cheers, boys.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. That was funny, Tom. You froze in like mid-laughter for what seemed like about 10 minutes there. So I'm glad you're back. We have got some comments. Duncan slam dunk the funk. Houday just watching the end of the Grand Prix. Natasha Pine, hello, Daddy from Jack. Now, is that who's that? Is that your?
That's my son. Hey, Jack.
Okay. Who else have we got? Scott Gibbs says, "Hey fellas, Martin Greer. Hello, chaps. All this excitement. Imagine if we win. Houday. Simon Chalice.
When we win.
Exactly.
When
Simon Chalice. Houday from the South Coast. Houday, Simon. What else have we got? Slam Dunk the Funk again. Did Gio copy Paul or did Paul copy Gio? We're going to be discussing that a bit later on. Now, as I say, tailgates, what are they traditionally? It's a bunch of people getting together, eating and drinking. And that's something that we featured last season. We asked people to send in pictures and videos of what they were eating, what they were drinking. And we're going to do the same this year. And each week we have a regular beer guru to recommend some quality beers. So I'm going to hand it over to Moz. If my computer doesn't stop being an idiot.
Hello, Bengals Nation. This is your local friendly alcoholic, Mozzie. And I'm giving you guys 2 beers that I recommend for you guys to pick up. But before we start all that, I will just announce that I've got a thread on my personal Twitter account, which is Mozzie92. And basically it's just a way for you to give me feedback about this, but also the styles that you guys like. So, and also maybe beers that you'd like to try out. So whether it be like a Belgian beer or double IPAs or sour beers or German lagers, anything but smoked beers, which is really not my bag at all. I'm not a fan at all, so I can't really help you with that. I've got my first can literally right here with me. It is saturated in Idaho 7 from Daya Brewing Company. We're based in Cheltenham. This is an 8% single hopped double IPA with Idaho 7. It's part of a series now which they've really ramped up this year of a single hopped double IPA. And this time it's with Idaho 7. And got a can here for you. Great can art, I love it. With that beer, like every other day beer, it'll be soft and so easy drinking. It'll slink down a treat, and you just love it. And with Idaho 7, you can expect mango, tropical fruits, pine, bit of red grapefruit, bit of earthiness, but it's just going to be just complete juice, or a slice of juice, or a juice bomb as I like to call them. I fully recommend that. You can buy that on Daya's website, 6 for £30, and if you order up to £60 you get free delivery. So I fully recommend, I really do recommend Daya's beers in general. The second one I've not actually got a can of. It is called Norse Star. It is a collaboration between Northern Monk, who are based in Leeds, and Lervig, who are from Norway. And it is a 9% Imperial Stout with vanilla, cacao and almond. You can get it for £4 a can in Morrison's all around the UK, which is scarily impressive. I don't think it's a brand new series of beers to Morrison's, but I know there's a lot of Northern Monk beers in there and they're supposed to get great reviews, so I recommend any of them. I really do, but I've not had any myself yet. But with that beer, you can expect a thick, chewy, chocolatey, marzipan, almondy, sweet, thick stout. So if that's your bag, that is one beer I really do recommend, and for the price, I don't think you'll get much better, to be honest with you. And it's great for a supermarket to actually start doing better beers. Tesco started it, but Morrison's have really grabbed it and ran with it. So yeah, look out for more Morrison beer recommendations, to be perfectly honest with you. And that's that. That's my 2 beers I recommend. Remember, you've got the thread at Mozza92. And also, I like to just announce that I promote safe drinking and drink responsible and all that, so don't worry about that.
Well, there we go. What's going on with Kev? We'll take that off. Kev's having a bit of a mare, it has to be said. But I'm going to bring in Jamie. Hello, Jamie.
Hey up, how are you?
All right, how's it going with you?
Yeah, I'm fine. It's this glorious sunny day outside, and the decision's been between sort of going out and enjoying it or staying inside and watching 14 straight hours of sport.
And what have you decided?
I decided to have 25 minutes out just to give lip service to it, and then back in. It helped that the England cricket team were playing terribly.
Right. Okay. Did you watch? That little video? What's your kind of beer of choice during watching a game?
Yeah, I'm pretty boring when it comes to game time beer, so I'm just going to run through a load of Budweiser today. My absolute favourite kind of beer is Quack, which is a Belgian Trappist beer, but it's up at about 8.5%, and if you have enough of them, it's just going to end your night.
Yeah, interesting. I mean, Moz is great, and he's going to be with us every week to suggest and recommend some beers. And already some followers. I've been drinking. See, my corner shop doesn't have all the fancy beers, so I'm drinking the old favourite. Nothing particularly flash about the old Red Stripe, but it's going down a treat, as you say, because it's a really lovely day here. So we've got some more pictures. We've got Baguette Disco. Now, how English a scene is that? That is outstanding. That is Baguette Disco at Baguette Disco, he's drinking a Corona and watching village cricket. How bucolic and lovely is that?
That cricket ground looks like it's on top of a massive mountain. I wonder where that is, because I'd quite like to get up there and join in the drinking fest.
Well, Baguette Disco is in Manchester, so hit him up, Jamie.
It's a more apt choice of beer as well at this time.
Well, exactly right. Yeah, people are staying away from the Corona, but there's no reason. It's still a fine beer. And who else have we got here? We've got Simon Powell, all kitted out in his Bengals gear. There's an AJ Green jersey. I think he might be drinking a pint of Coca-Cola. So if you keep that up, Simon, you're going to be crawling that ceiling if you're not careful. And look who's joined us. It's Kev. Hello, Kev.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah,
yes.
Kev, you managed to sort your life out. Well done.
Yeah, thanks. Are we still doing beer talk? I literally heard beer talk, and I'm here.
Yes.
I've got
Trust you to
a mango milk. I've got a mango milkshake IPA from Waitrose. It's about £2.20. I think it's on offer at the moment.
Wowee.
I've also got Co-op for afterwards. That's not exciting. Hi.
So, Jamie, you're excited today. We're just about to try and bring Tom in again because we've got some food stuff coming up in a second. You must be mega excited today, Jamie.
Yeah, it's been so long, and last season was so dreadful. You've got to think that it's going to be better this time round. Obviously, we've got Joe, we've got AJ Green back, we've got the new linebackers in. So hopefully there's going to be a difference there. There's going to be enough of an improvement to kind of keep your interest the whole way through. And obviously, the last few months have been really hard for everyone. And just kind of getting another bit of normality back is brilliant.
Well, there we go. Jamie, thank you. Enjoy today. We hope to see you back on here very soon. And yeah, we'll talk to you soon, mate. Thanks for coming in.
All right, see you later. Who day?
Good day, Jamie.
Well, we're going to bring Tom in again because it's got Tom. We're going to bring in because Tom, you are your ribs are that's a real favourite of not your ribs personally, but the ribs that you cook. I've
Your
never
ribs, Tom,
seen-
fantastic.
They're not ribs, they're wings.
Very tasty.
So we're going to go through your ribs recipe before you freeze and go again. So you sent us some pictures over. So let's just scoot through these while we can.
Okay, well, first of all, they're wings, not ribs.
Sorry,
Chicken
wings. I beg your pardon. Yeah, I got my confused with. Run through. This is your sort of dry rub for the chicken wings, right?
Yeah, so we've got some chili powder and smoked paprika, and then we've just sort of got salt, pepper, garlic, a bit of coriander. But the secret ingredient is chicken oxo.
And what does that do? Just give it that extra chickeniness, I suppose.
Yeah, yeah. Gives
Okay.
a good meaty flavour.
Right, next there's a picture of your dry rub in it, and I just assume it's just literally mixing that in the bowl.
Yeah.
And then you cover
So just
the
stir the
chicken.
wings in.
Now, apologies to vegetarians all over the world, but how long do you leave that for to marinate and to kind of soak up all those flavors?
I mean, as long as you want, really. I mean, these ones are left overnight, but I've done it before where just a couple of hours, that's enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, as long as you want, really.
And then what? You pan fry them, or you just stick them straight in the oven?
I stick them in the oven, so I'd sort of pre-cook them first in the oven, and then I'll make up the glaze next, and then so once the wings are cooked, I'll add the glaze to it for them to be grilled or barbecued later on.
And how long are you cooking those wings for?
Probably about half an hour, 45 minutes.
Okay, cool. And then we've got the glaze. You mentioned the glaze, and this looks as though, apart from the soy sauce, this looks as though something I would drink on a night out. But you're putting it on your meat, so to speak.
Yeah, so you effectively just you're making up a giant rum and coke and boiling it in a pan and boiling it right down so it becomes more of a syrup than a drink.
And we've got a picture of you reducing that, and that's what it should look like at the end of the reducing process, right?
Yep.
And then you coat the wings with this glaze. Now, do you mentioned that you might stick them on the barbecue or something like that?
Yeah. So I mean, you can eat them as they are now, but I find they get a bit stickier and adds a bit more flavour if you grill them again, or not for long, just a few minutes, just to sort of give it a bit of a smoky flavour and cook it down.
Well, there we go. That's your go-to game food. We want to see your game food. Send us recipes, or if you want to do what Tom did, send us a bunch of photographs or even a video of you cooking stuff. We're going all through the season, so do send us your recipes, your ideas, and your hints and tips. Tom, thank you so much. We're going to leave you to it. Enjoy those wings, and we'll speak to you soon.
Good day, guys.
Good day,
Tom. See you later.
Now, the chaos continues because we have got two of the most recognisable Bengals fans in the world coming up. It is, of course, Jess and Jeremy, Bengals captain, Mrs. Bengals captain. Hooday! How's it going, guys? Thank you for coming on.
Hey, glad we could be here. Thank you so much for the invite. You guys are our favorites, so thank you.
Hi.
I like the fact Jeremy launched into that little thank you, and Jess was like, hi, at the back there. Now, thank you for joining us, guys. We're going to be asking the question in a second. Who or what will be Joe Burrow's, well, now let's put it this way. What will be the Bengals' first offensive play of the 2020 season? Do drop your replies in the comments section. But first of all, we're gonna talk about well, it seems apt because obviously Jeremy is known for his lustrous, beautiful, strokeable beard, but I think eclipsing even the Joe Burrow news has been this man. And look at him. I mean, you just want to kiss him, don't you? What a man! What a tash! He could quite easily star in any 1970s detective drama, I think.
I'm glad you went detective. I was worried you were going to go 70s something else.
Well, I would, I think he would be equally good in whatever genre he chose.
I'd watch it either way.
Absolutely, I think so. So we're going to go through some famous tashes, and I think the first one I've chosen is Bubba Smith, of course, the ex-Colts and Raiders defensive end who was in Police Academy in the 80s. That's a pretty good one. What are we saying about Bubba's tash there?
That's amazing. Absolutely, man. You know what? And he's got it to the perfect length. Like, it comes down far enough, like right by the flavor saver. It's a perfect look.
Absolutely, I agree. And then we've got this guy. I think that's the classic 80s Tom Selleck Magnum PI. What I'm impressed about that is, like you were saying, Jeremy, it's the symmetry. It's something that I find really hard to get. But look how groomed that is. That's incredible, isn't it? Really?
Beautiful. See, it's got to be thick enough to go wide, and then you cut it straight across to get that look.
Yeah,
we need to put that picture. We need to put that picture alongside yours, Paul.
I am angling to be the new Magnum PI.
It's there.
That's good, Paul. I like it.
I love it.
The thing is, I thought I'd change up my facial hair during lockdown, thinking that no one was going to see me, and then I just basically did all these Zoom chats and was more sociable than I ever was in my life. So
there you go.
We've got Danny Murta from Lethal Weapon. That's a good one.
Oh,
I think.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Iconic.
We've got Alag. Fantastic. And also, I'd say Daniel Day-Lewis out of Gangs of New York, only because he's got the twirl. He's got the twirl.
That dust that one off.
Here are examples that aren't so good. Okay. This one, that's quite difficult to eat.
I feel like you could flip him upside down and it would look the same.
I know, right?
That's not being waxed.
This one is actually quite disturbing.
Ew.
Oh my!
See, I don't know. Anyway, he actually scares me. Scares me a little bit.
Is that a police photo?
Hey, there you go. Once again, flip it upside down. Same thing.
Yeah, there you go.
See, I like the attention to detail there because that geezer has got like a proper, just a normal tash, but he's decided to grow one on his forehead as well. Now, and then we're going to go with this one as well. Now, this is Jeremy. Absolutely. Now, when did you decide to kind of grow this enormous thing, this brilliant thing that you've got?
You know, I got a job in IT with a construction company. It required me teaching cybersecurity to a lot of laborers. And in order for them to take me seriously, I thought, you know what, I'm going to grow a beard because everyone around here is wearing camo hats and growing big beards. So I did it somewhat successfully, and it's been a keeper ever since.
But you know what's funny about the beard, though, is that he did it a few months before our wedding. And somebody asked me, they said, is Jeremy going to keep the beard for the wedding? And I said, there is no Jeremy and the beard. They are now one, and the beard is never going away, ever. I think he shaved it one time in the whole time since he's grown it. And
my dogs didn't like me.
Carlos
my dogs wouldn't come near me.
Was scared of him. Yep. Carlos is only 6 years old. He's never known him without a beard. So Carlos did not recognize him, and it was a very sad day. So he is going to have the beard forever. But I will say, as evidenced by that photo, he does have a very nice chin underneath. And somebody asked me, they were like, "Oh, did you get beard fished?" Because there's like this photo floating around. It's like, ladies, don't get beard fished. And it was this guy with this beard, and then underneath it was this like terrible little face or whatever. And so no, I've not been beard fished. He's got an excellent face underneath, but the beard is here to stay.
I'm paying her.
Well, we've just seen his excellent face. There's proof of that excellent face. There is one.
Exactly.
Now, guys, you've been front and center of Bengals fandom throughout this whole process of the off season, the draft, and free agency, and it's been great to see. I mean, you must be feeling the excitement. Have you ever seen Bengaldom as excited as this?
Absolutely not.
No. The only time I could say was even a little bit comparable was when I think the Bengals were in the top 5 of the power rankings, or maybe even number 1. Yeah. And I actually asked Andrew Whitworth about it. I was like, "What do you think about that?" And he's like, "We don't care about the media. We don't listen to the media because half the time the media doesn't have anything good to say. So when they have, they only have bad things to say. So when they have something good to say, we don't even pay attention anymore." So I was like, "Oh, okay." So I try not to buy into the hype or the negativity. I try not to go either way. I try to stay kind of pretty even keeled because I'm excited no matter what every year. I was excited last year. I didn't care.
I couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep. I feel sick to my stomach. It feels like our very first time when we had season tickets, walking down that enormous set of stairs to get to that. It was row 6. And the nerves I'm feeling right now, and I'm sitting in my home. It's a new era. There's so much excitement, and social media helps. Guys like you help, getting the fans together and having fun here, and we can all share it. And it builds exponentially because of it. Like I can't wait. I cannot wait. I don't know what to do with my hands. I'm just so excited.
Well, I don't know what to say about that, Jeremy. I'm sure if our viewers want to tell us what Jeremy can do with his hands in between now and kickoff, drop us a line. We already have got some comments. Brian Williams on Twitter at FlyingBrian86 says, "Paul, that mustache has to go." Cheers, Brian. No, it's staying. Obviously, let's have a look. Can I get a who day in unison from you, mate? That's C key. So on 3, 1, 2, 3. Who day?
Who day?
Okay. What else we got? Jamie says, obviously you go to the best play from practice and from camp. If there's one thing you've consistently done well, do that. I'd love to get off the mark with a giant throw downfield. Slam Dunk the Funk says still going for the handoff to Mixon.
I agree.
Yep, I think for the very first one, I think that's what I agree.
And Martin Greer says Ross on a go route for it all first play. I think we all want to see Burrow chuck it downfield, don't we?
Could you imagine, it'd be like the 2005 playoff where Carson just guns it down the field for Chris Henry, 66 yards right off the bat.
Imagine.
We'd lose our minds. Oh.
I'd be quite happy with a handoff to Mixon, quite honestly.
Absolutely.
It's going to either be somewhere in between, a handoff to Mixon, or the flea flicker downfield to John Ross, just like against Seattle last year. And it'll fall somewhere in between. But I'd love to see a trick play like that, something really imaginative.
Yeah, out the gate, yeah.
Well, Jess and Jeremy, you okay to stay on for another 10 minutes or so?
Absolutely. Anything for you, buddy.
I got a lot of time on my hands today. So.
Okie dokie. And we all know that Jeremy doesn't know what to do with his hands. So
right.
I'd rather him be occupied than causing trouble. Right. Okay. Another one of our regular features coming up every week is going to be Adam Warford giving you some betting tips. So here's Adam.
Hello. You just caught me enjoying a lovely bottle of Menabrea, official beer of the Bengals UK podcast. Hi, Paul invited me on to do a little betting roundup for the week, first week, week 1. I am Adam, I'm from Derby, I am at Touchdown Tips on Twitter and a Bengals fan, as you can quite clearly see. Very much looking forward to this season. I'll be honest, I have no idea how this first game is going to go. I believe we're going to do pretty well. but it's two poor offensive lines against two pretty good D lines, so it's going to be interesting. For the record, the Bengals are 3-point underdogs at home. The over-under is 41.5, and I think it will probably be over that total. I think it's going to be a fairly high-scoring game, especially for our team. Obviously, we've got a pretty damn good offense. We've got Mr. Joe Burrow. Obviously, had a ton of yardage in college last year. AJ Green is quoting as fit. We've got Tyler Boyd, John Ross, or even Auden Tate is probably going to mix in a bit. It'll be interesting to see if we see T. Higgins too much. From what I'm aware, he's probably going to be back up to AJ, but we will see what happens with that. And then obviously Mr. Joe Mixon over here, who is incidentally a very good price. He's 5-4 to score a touchdown anytime in this game. I think that's pretty damn good. And if you fancy AJ Green, he's 21-10, so just over 2-1. Put 10 quid on, get 21 quid profit, so 31 quid back. Tyler Boyd, nearly 3-1, 14-5. John Ross, 9-2. And even Joe Burrow, you can get a 10-1 if you feel like he's going to run one in. Personally, I quite like Bengals team total. You can get over 19.5 points on Bet365. We should score 3 touchdowns, surely. I think it's going to be a very interesting game. I very much thank Paul for inviting me on to be part of the first live Bengals tailgate on Twitter. Sorry, not on Twitter, on YouTube. And very much looking forward to it. A couple others I like from around the league. I quite like the Vegas Raiders to beat the Carolina Panthers in Carolina. Obviously, this mixed up off season is going to hurt the teams who've had a lot of turnover, which frankly is one of the reasons I'm a little apprehensive on us. But Carolina have had far more. They've got a new head coach, new offensive coordinator, new defensive coordinator, new quarterback, completely new defenses. They drafted entirely defense this year. So I think getting Vegas Raiders to win by more than 3 points or more should be fine. Quite like Arizona Cardinals later in the day to beat the 49ers. Well, not to beat the 49ers, to be within 6.5 points of the 49ers. They ran them close last year, and they're better on paper this year. So yeah, cannot wait for tomorrow. I say tomorrow, it's going to be later by the time this gets shown. Cannot wait for tonight's game. It is going to be brilliant. 9:05 kickoff. Our own slot. They've dedicated the 9:05 slot exclusively to Bengals v Chargers, and it's going to be a hell of a season. It's the first time in quite a while we've had some hope going into the year. So fingers crossed it'll all kind of mesh together and we'll do well. Until next time, Nathan, Paul, hooday.
Big thank you to Adam there. I think there's some interesting stuff. What did you make of that, guys?
Solid advice. I like it. I like the segment.
And I'm not really betting man, but there are some tasty games in the NFL today. There's obviously our divisional rivals, the Browns at the Ravens. I think they're at the Baltimore today. There's Minnesota versus Green Bay. So there's plenty of stuff.
The odds on the Bengals winning today have shortened here in the UK today. So it does look like some people have been putting some money on the Bengals. So maybe it's not just hype. Maybe there's plenty of optimism around the place.
Absolutely. Duncan at Slam Dunk the Funk again contributes. He says odds on Baker Mayfield throwing more interception than TDs this season.
Well, last year, I believe he can do it again.
Yeah, I think he's got the talent to do that. John Lucarotti, he says keep the art of George Tash. Thank you, John. So let's turn our attention today, guys. If you want to give us any prediction and any score predictions, do drop them in the comments on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Twitter. Jess and Jeremy, just go through what obviously things are very different today. We saw Jim Foster's kind of drive-through unofficial tailgate earlier. You live just up the road, a couple of 100 miles up the road in Columbus. What? And obviously you're part of the equally fantastic Bomb Squad tailgate crew. It must be weird today for you guys because I've been with you on a tailgate, and you guys start early, and it is a fantastic atmosphere down there. So what are you apart from coming on to this sorry excuse for the tailgate.
It's great.
What does your day look like? What has your day looked like?
Well, normally, I will pack all of our stuff up the night before, everything we're going to take to the tailgate, donuts, whatever we're bringing, all of our drinks, everything. I'll pack the cooler. We pack everything the night before because we have to leave our house around 7 o'clock in the morning to get to the tailgate by 9 o'clock in the morning. And that's because that's when we're allowed to start. So that's when we start setting up, and we go all the way until about noon, 11:30, noon. So usually this is a very full day for us. And I sort of feel like I don't know what to do with myself today. I slept in, I don't know, I ate breakfast. So today we're just kind of taking it easy, and we are going to do, I think there's what is that? I'll let you talk about that thing we're doing later.
Everybody's seen Rebecca Toback tweet out the virtual tailgate later and things like that. So, you got to see the bright side. It's a difficult situation to be in, but we got to sleep in. There's not as much prep. And the virtual stuff that you guys have done and everybody else, it's fantastic. We get to interact with everybody online, interact with people all across the world, and really more people than we see in a day at the stadium, just because so many people are online right now. You got to look at the bright side. This is great. Yeah,
I agree. And
Ohio State. Sorry, I was just going to say Ohio State is the local university, and they are not playing football at all because they're not allowed, without fans, not at all. So I am just thrilled that the Bengals are able to play. And even though I wish so bad that I could be there, and even though I miss all my friends, I miss them so much, but I'm just so thankful that the Bengals are actually able to play football, because right now Ohio State is in a huge mess. So I feel very fortunate that I can at least see one of my teams play this weekend.
Yeah.
During the draft in April, we were all excited the players that we got, but there was always that little thought in the back of the head: are we even going to see them play this season? And so I think as we moved into June and July, and things looked a little bit more positive, and we've been holding our breath in hope, and we're here now, and this is what we prayed for. And it's going to be so exciting because we've had this build-up of not knowing whether this is actually going to happen.
I mean, it's going to be a little bit more emotional. You think about it, all the people that said, we don't deserve Joe. Joe's not going to be happy. We finally get Joe. Joe's happy. Oh, we're not going to have football. We've got football. Oh, we're not going to have fans. Finally news that we are going to have fans. It's just, it's different because all year 2020 has told us in so many different ways in our life, it's not happening. This isn't happening. No, we're canceling this and that and this and that. It's here. We got it. We made it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
What about today's game then? Actually, we've got someone coming in. We've got Mr. Dalton, not the Mr. Dalton. It's I think he's muted, but this guy, Mr. D, as I call him, is a fantastic graphic designer that you might have seen on Twitter, and I think he's muted himself. So let's just get rid of him. So let's talk about today's game then, guys. It's weird. San Diego, one of those teams that 2 years ago they were a playoff team, right? And last year they completely fell off a cliff, but they've still got some good players. Oh, here he is. Right, I'm going to bring him in. Mr. Dalton, how are you? Yes.
Hey, Dalton.
There we go.
Hey.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us. How are you today?
Good. I've been up since 1:30 this morning.
Oh, wow.
What, and then you went to bed, or did you go to bed and then wake up at 1:30 in the morning?
I went to bed and woke up, so I got probably 3 hours of sleep.
Wow. So you're on the West Coast, right?
Yes. I'm in Washington State.
Okay. And there's a lot of stuff going on up there. Are you guys safe and well and okay?
There's a lot of smoke outside from all the wildfires around us, but other than that, we're good.
Okay. You've been fantastic this off-season, Mr. D. You still won't tell me your real name, so I'm just going to call you Mr. D to keep that mysteriousness up for now. You've been fantastic. You're obviously a very talented graphic designer. What made you kind of really push it this year?
Really, just the excitement of seeing what all the other fans are doing. You got the captain and Jess, and you got a bunch of people that just love not just their team but the sport. When I think about that, that just pumps me up and wants me to do more. Like example, I couldn't sleep, and I got up at 1:30, and I started working on stuff.
And that's your day job, right? You're a graphic designer in your day job, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, but you've applied your talent and skill to producing these brilliant, like daily pieces on Twitter and Facebook of kind of our favorite players. Jeremy and Jess, you must have seen Mr. D in action every day.
Yeah, actually, I feel like I'm going to pump up Bengals captain here for a minute, because I feel like he's really been trying to get the word out about Dalton's work, because we think it's incredible. We love art, and we love things that are just aesthetically beautiful, and looking at especially our favorite team. So I think Jeremy's really tried to retweet and give him credit, and try to share his work, because I think everybody really appreciates it.
People
really
forget that art and design, it's one thing to be able to learn how to use Photoshop, but it's many, many years, oftentimes decades of experience, maybe classic education or non-classic education, to see what works, what fits, what doesn't fit, to develop the eye. I am good at copying people. I am not good at designing original ideas. And Dalton, the stuff that he's given us, the power behind the images, the pop, he's doing it for free. Because he loves us. He's got like 800 fans on Twitter. Everybody, go follow this man. The man is sacrificing his sleep and well-being to design stuff for us. I absolutely love it. Go follow him.
Mr. D, Mr. D, if they don't follow you already, and they're not, like Jeremy said, they're completely insane if they don't. What is your Twitter handle? And where can people get to see your work? Because it is great.
The Twitter handle is Dalton Signature. So
go there and follow that guy. He's amazing.
You want me? Here's my Super Bowl prediction.
Oh, okay.
Here is my Super Bowl prediction.
Oh, hey. There we go.
That is it.
I like it. Ohio versus Washington State, all the way there. Mr. D, we're going to let you go because we're about to finish up now. Great to see you. Thanks for coming in.
Yes, thank you. Love you guys.
Love you, Dalton.
Have a great
day.
Enjoy the game. Right, that was great. I'm afraid it is chaos because we're letting in people all over the place. So we've got a couple more minutes, guys. So Jess and Jeremy, we're gonna let you go as well in a minute. What are you expecting from today's game? We're about half an hour away from the early games. So what's that? 3.5 hours away from the big kickoff at PBS. What are you expecting today in terms of on the field?
I realize a lot of people would say I'm biased, but
no,
of course,
no.
I expect good things. Zach Taylor's in his second year. He's been building this for an entire year. We saw a little bit of it in his first off season. There were challenges this year, but they're smart. They found ways with technology around it, and I think they're going to be better prepared than a lot of people are expecting. Joe Burrow, if there's ever a rookie to come in this situation, it's Joe Burrow. I've said it a million times. He's got his master's degree. He is incredibly intelligent, incredibly hardworking. We're going to surprise some people. I'm predicting a 27-17 Bengals win, and I honestly think that the offense is going to look a lot smoother than a lot of the national media is expecting. We're going to look good. It's going to be exciting. It's going to alleviate a lot of fears for a lot of fans. It's going to be a good game.
And I'm predicting that our defense looks better than people are thinking. Even without Geno, I think we're going to surprise people on defense too. People who said our defense was the last place, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, no, our defense is going to surprise people today.
I think it's interesting, Jess, isn't it? Because obviously Joe Burrow is going to take all the headlines quite naturally because of his quarterback. But I am intrigued to see that defense and see whether it needs to improve. And they've certainly signed a lot of really great players. So I'm intrigued to see it actually.
It's the extra pace in the linebacker core. I think that's going to be very evident, especially when defending off the edges. And of course, Mr. Dunlap, employee number 96, coming off the edge. There you go.
Absolutely. So before we let you go, guys, give us a score prediction.
I'm going with 27-17.
Okay.
I forget what I said, so I'll go with that too.
And are you guys? So you guys are busy with all this because it is incredible. And just again, just to ask you, but it has struck me. There's been a complete increase in podcasts, in video live shows, in all sorts of stuff. Again, the fan base is really mobilised this off season. You must feel that because you're front and centre too, Jeremy and Jess.
Absolutely.
Yep, absolutely. There's been a lot of stuff in the past that people haven't seen. Hasn't necessarily been popular. Things that are becoming more popular because everyone's talking about the Bengals. But then there's so many other people who want to get involved. And you know what? I love it. Bring it all because everybody's got their unique take, their little niche of what they want to do. You guys are very thankful that you've done what you've done. And I'm loving the video, up in the bar. I hope it continues because it's going to be amazing. We're here for it. And it's all going to help march this fan base and that team to Super Bowl victory. I guarantee it.
You really think there's a Super Bowl coming in the next couple of years?
Yes.
5 years.
Yes.
5 years is my prediction.
I would say 3.
Okay.
But honestly, I feel like if we win a playoff game this year, it'll feel like winning a Super Bowl to me.
You're right.
Yeah. Exercise some demons.
Yeah.
100%. 100%.
That would feel like everything to me. I wouldn't care if we lost the second round, honestly, because next year and everything's going to just keep building and keep getting better and better and better. So.
And we've got to get the monkey. We've got to get the monkey off our back of losing every time they get to playoffs. Even just win one, and then wait for season 2, season 3, season 4, and off we go.
Yep.
Well, let's end on that positivity. Jess, Jeremy, it's so lovely to see you again, and thank you so much for your support for us over the years.
Ciao. Hooday.
And
Hooday.
enjoy the rest of the day. I know that you've got a lot of social media commitments coming up because you are bona fide superstars now. So thank you for spending a bit of time with us.
Hooday.
Enjoy the game, guys. Take care. And then there were 3. I think this has been fairly chaotic, but has been fairly successful at the same time. We've got a few score predictions, 24-20 to the Bengals. I'm edging that way as well.
Yeah.
Kev, what do you think?
No, I was just going to agree. I think it's going to be close, but I think we're going to do it. I'm optic. I'm so excited. I don't think I've been as excited about a game in years, since the playoff game, actually. Genuinely, I think the excitement is incredible. I just think people are just so engaged. I mean, expectations are high for Joe Burrow, but I mean, if you saw him in his college championship final, I think the expectations are there, and I think he can deliver.
Pete, we're going to say goodbye in a second. We're half an hour away from the first Sunday of the 2020 NFL season. The Bengals will be kicking off in 3.5 hours. And I must say that I mentioned earlier, there's lots of great stuff going on online. The Cincy Jungle guys are doing something. Go and check those guys out. Rebecca Toback, our old friend Tobbers, is doing a live thing as well. So go and check her out. But Pete, we'll leave the final word to you. You know your onions. We've got another prediction, 16-10 to the Bengals. I am expecting a close game today because, as I say, remember the Chargers were a playoff team literally 2 seasons ago, and they had a bit of a mare last year. I think we might have enough to win, even though we're underdogs in this game. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I'm quietly confident. In fact, it scares me how confident I am because I'm not used to that with the Bengals. I expect AJ to be on fire. He normally starts the season, the first game of the season, he's got a tremendous record. And I think he's got a lot to prove to people who seem to have written him off because they've not seen much of him in the last 2 years. And I think that connection with Burrow to Green is going to hit off straight away. I've got 24-17. I've got and the defense getting a couple of turnovers as well. I'm just hyper stoked about this.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, after the year everyone's had and the uncertainty, we've got Holly Sefton. Hello from Cincinnati. Hello, Holly. D.E. Price. All the Sky pundits pick the Chargers. Well, you know where to go, Sky. We've got Big Easy Mafia UK, the New Orleans Saints fan group. Looking forward to see Burrow continue his form for you guys, and you have a great season. I like the Saints actually.
Yeah.
It could be my second team. I'm tempted. Rai 69. I'm tempted to start Burrow over Wentz in fantasy. Orange tinted glasses pushing me towards it. God. So yeah, I mean we're almost there. I mean we could carry on chatting for hours, but we're going to let you all go because you've got things to prepare for. You've got to get yourself in front of the telly, get Red Zone on, or get the first 6 p.m. games on. You've got to get your tea ready. You've got to get your beers ready. You've got to get all your Bengals kit. We will be back on Thursday night. Pete, what was your final score again?
24-17 Bengals. Who they?
And Kev, what was your final score prediction?
We're going 21-24. It's got to be a win.
I like it. I'm going 21-17. I think it's going to be a tough, close one. But thank you for joining us. We're going to be doing this every week, believe it or not, and it's going to be carnage. We're still getting used to the technology, as you can probably see. We're hoping for more people to pop in and say hello. It is that kind of, chaotic open house sort of feel to it. So thank you very much for joining us. Me and Nathan will be back with episode 99 of Cincinnati tomorrow night, where we'll be reviewing the game. But until then, do follow us. Keep following us on Twitter and on Facebook and on YouTube. But we'll be, as I say, we're back on Thursday night before the Browns game at 7:30. So do come on and hop on then. But until then, it's a big Who Day. I can't quite believe it. The season is here. So enjoy the early games and then enjoy the Bengals versus the Chargers. Who Day.
Who day?
Who day?